Look, I think the Asians have seen something in Adelaide that locals haven't seen. And I do experience this a lot, because a lot of people do come and see me from interstate and overseas, and they see a huge amount of potential here. And locals, I think, are too close to see it. They see what's happening with the mining boom, what the government's doing with the riverbank northern precincts. They see good motions around the 20-year plan, 30-year plan, and they, the actions of this week where the planning framework has been simplified and given more certainty. They're all things that interstate and overseas investors seeing as making it an investment-friendly city that's going to go somewhere. And I think in Adelaide we just don't see that.
To be that sort of investor, you need to have a view of 10 or 20 years or whatever it might be down the track. This is not a quick turnaround, is it?
No. I think if anyone thinks that changing development planning will result in an improvement in things next week, I think they've really missed the point. We need to be taking this week's actions will have at least a 5-year impact before we start seeing any consequences, and those consequences will probably be hard to tie to today or this week's events. Most people won't sort of acknowledge the two. But the fundamental thing that has to happen in Adelaide is we have to increase our population.
Is that sort of the argument of critical mass? There's a level of population that creates its own dynamism. Is that what I'm describing?
Yes. And you see that in lots of cities around the world where they have a very successful public dynamic, I suppose, in the city. And you go to a lot of cities around the world which don't have that. And I'd certainly place Adelaide in that category right now. And you certainly start to understand that you need a volume of people to make that happen. And it's not going to be people who just sort of catch the tram or train into the city every night. They have to be living here. Public transport is a good thing, and I think we're starting to see some good networks spring up, but that in itself won't solve it. We have to get the population in the CBD.